In a world where reality bends to the will of a select few, a cursed bloodline bears the burden of unimaginable power. For generations, the Veldinar family has harbored a secret that sets them apart from the rest of humanity, the ability to manipulate the very fabric of existence. Rhael Veldinar, the youngest of 3 siblings, grew up in the shadows of his family's dark legacy. His childhood was marked by whispered tales of ancestors driven mad by their own abilities and the constant fear of discovery by those who sought to exploit their powers. As Rhael reached adulthood, he began to manifest the telltale signs of the Veldinar curse. Objects would inexplicably shift in his presence, and his dreams began to bleed into the waking world. Terrified of the implications, Rhael turned to his older siblings, Kaelar and Sira, for guidance. Unbeknownst to the Veldinar siblings, a secret society known as the Ordos Veritas had been monitoring their family for centuries. The Ordos, led by the enigmatic Magister Thane, sought to harness the Veldinars' reality-warping abilities for their own nefarious purposes. As Rhael struggled to come to terms with his burgeoning powers, the Ordos Veritas set their plan into motion. They dispatched a team of highly trained operatives to capture the Veldinar siblings and bring them to the Magister for study and exploitation. Kaelar, the eldest of the Veldinar siblings, had long suspected that their family was being watched. As an accomplished wielder of the reality-warping curse, he had taken great pains to conceal their abilities from prying eyes. However, the sudden attack by the Ordos Veritas confirmed his worst fears. In a desperate bid to protect his siblings, Kaelar unleashed the full extent of his powers, reshaping the very ground beneath their feet. The earth heaved and buckled, creating an impenetrable barrier between the Veldinars and their pursuers, but the exertion took its toll, leaving Kaelar weakened and vulnerable. Sira, the middle sibling, possessed a unique manifestation of the Veldinar curse, the ability to manipulate the minds of others. As the Ordos Veritas operatives closed in, she wove a complex web of illusions, casting doubt and confusion among their ranks. The operatives turned on each other, unable to distinguish reality from the twisted figments of their own imaginations. Amidst the chaos, Rhael discovered a terrifying aspect of his own abilities. With a mere thought, he could unravel the very essence of matter, reducing objects and even living beings to their constituent atoms. The power was both exhilarating and horrifying, and Rhael struggled to maintain control as the world around him threatened to disintegrate. Taking advantage of the confusion sown by Sira's illusions, the Veldinar siblings managed to escape the clutches of the Ordos Veritas. But their reprieve was short-lived. Magister Thane, undeterred by the failure of his operatives, vowed to stop at nothing to possess the reality-warping powers of the Veldinar bloodline. Desperate to unravel the secrets of their curse, the Veldinar siblings sought out an ancient tome rumored to hold the key to controlling their reality-warping abilities. The book, known as the Codex Ethereal, was said to be hidden deep within the catacombs of a long-forgotten city. As they journeyed to the ruins, the siblings were plagued by visions of their ancestors, each one driven to madness by the weight of their power. Kaelar, determined to break the cycle, pressed on, his resolve unwavering in the face of the horrors that awaited them. Within the catacombs, the Veldinars encountered a labyrinthine network of passages, each one twisting and shifting according to the whims of an unseen force. Sira's illusions proved invaluable, allowing them to navigate the ever-changing landscape and avoid the deadly traps that lurked in the shadows. As they delved deeper into the heart of the ruins, Rhael's reality-unraveling powers began to surge out of control. The walls of the catacombs started to crumble, threatening to bury them alive. Kaelar, drawing upon his own abilities, managed to stabilize the structure, but the effort left him drained and on the brink of collapse. Finally, they reached the chamber housing the Codex Ethereal, but as they approached the ancient tome, they were confronted by Magister Thane and his elite Ordos Veritas warriors. A fierce battle ensued, with reality itself warping and fracturing around them as the Veldinars and the Ordos Veritas clashed. In the midst of the chaos, Sira managed to seize the Codex Ethereal. As she opened its pages, a blinding light engulfed the chamber, and the fabric of reality began to unravel at an alarming rate. The Ordos Veritas warriors were consumed by the ever-shifting maelstrom, their forms distorted and ripped apart by the chaotic energies. Magister Thane, his eyes filled with a manic hunger, lunged for the Codex Ethereal. Kaelar intercepted him, and the two became locked in a deadly struggle, their reality-warping powers clashing in a cataclysmic display of force. The chamber crumbled around them, the very foundations of existence threatening to give way. Amidst the turmoil, Rhael and Sira pored over the pages of the Codex Ethereal, desperately searching for a way to control their powers and put an end to the chaos. The ancient text revealed the true nature of their curse. A cosmic burden passed down through the ages, a power that could reshape the very fabric of the universe. As understanding dawned upon them, the Veldinar siblings realized that they alone could not bear the weight of such immense power. They made a fateful decision to split the curse among themselves, each one taking on a portion of the reality-warping abilities. In doing so, they hoped to maintain a balance and prevent the madness that had consumed their ancestors. With their powers divided and their minds linked by an unbreakable bond, the Veldinar siblings combined their strengths to restore order to the fractured reality. Magister Thane, weakened and defeated, was cast into the void, his ambitions shattered by the indomitable will of the Veldinars. In the aftermath of their cosmic battle, the Veldinar siblings emerged forever changed. They had tamed the reality-warping curse that had plagued their bloodline for generations, but the cost had been high. The weight of their powers would always be a burden, a constant reminder of the fragile balance they now maintained. As they stepped out of the ruins and into the world beyond, the Veldinars knew that their journey was far from over. The Ordos Veritas had been defeated, but there would always be others who sought to exploit their abilities for their own gain. The siblings vowed to stand together, to protect one another, and the delicate fabric of reality they now held in their hands. In the years that followed, the Veldinars used their powers sparingly, always mindful of the consequences of their actions. They became the silent guardians of reality, intervening only when the balance was threatened. The Codex Ethereal remained their constant companion, a source of wisdom and guidance in times of uncertainty. Rhael, once the most hesitant of the siblings, grew into his role as a keeper of the cosmic balance. His reality unraveling abilities, now tempered by the wisdom gained from the Codex Ethereal, allowed him to undo the damage caused by those who sought to abuse the powers of the universe. As the Veldinar siblings faded into legend, their story became a cautionary tale, whispered by those who knew the true nature of reality. The curse that had once haunted their bloodline had become a blessing, a sacred duty to maintain the delicate equilibrium of existence. And though the path ahead was fraught with uncertainty, the Veldinars faced it together, united by an unbreakable bond and the knowledge that they alone stood between order and chaos.